On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Jihad.
A concept in Islam referring to a struggle or effort, often internal, to uphold or defend the faith, which can be interpreted in different ways, including as a spiritual or political struggle.
Examples:
Jihad of knowledge. Nonviolent jihad. Many scholars argue that the true meaning of jihad is to strive for personal betterment and to defend justice and peace.
Chivalrous.
Characterized by qualities associated with knights, such as honor, courtesy, bravery, and a commitment to serving and protecting others, especially women.
Examples:
Chivalrous behavior. Chivalrous knight. He was always chivalrous towards women, opening doors and carrying their bags.
Horrific.
Causing horror or disgust, gruesome and terrifying.
Examples:
Horrific experience. Horrific condition. The accident scene was horrific, with bodies and debris scattered everywhere.
Exertion.
The act of using one's energy, effort, or strength to achieve something, a physical or mental effort that produces a result.
Examples:
Physical exertion. Exertion of energy. The intense exertion required to climb the mountain left him feeling exhausted.
Remembrance.
The act of remembering or honoring a person, event, or thing from the past, a memory or memento.
Examples:
Remembrance Day. Eternal remembrance. The annual remembrance ceremony honors those who sacrificed their lives for the country.
Outweigh.
To be heavier, more significant, or more critical than something.
Examples:
Outweigh the benefit. Outweigh our wishes. The advantages would undoubtedly outweigh the disadvantages.
Entail.
To involve or require something as necessary, particularly as a consequence of a particular situation or action, to impose a burden or restriction on something.
Examples:
Entail legal consequences. Entail risks. The job offer entails a lot of responsibility and hard work.
Benevolence.
The quality or any act of kindness or well-doing.
Examples:
Display benevolence. Render benevolence to people. They have both virtue and benevolence.
Permissive.
Allowing or characterized by a tolerance for behavior that is unorthodox or unacceptable.
Examples:
Assume a permissive attitude. Permissive society. The school has a permissive dress code and allows students to wear whatever they want.
Hijack.
To seize control of an airplane or other vehicle during an operation, especially with violence.
Examples:
hijack a helicopter. Hijack a phone number. He made a desperate effort to hijack an airliner.
Pervert.
To change the inherent purpose or function of something. To influence somebody to behave in morally unacceptable ways. To corrupt or lead astray. Noun, a person who engages in sexual behavior or has sexual interests that are considered abnormal or deviant by society.
Examples:
pervert justice. Pervert young men. The teacher warned the students not to pervert the story's meaning by twisting the facts.
Fascist.
Relating to or supporting fascism, which is a political ideology that emphasizes authoritarian government, nationalism, and suppression of political opposition and individual liberties.
Examples:
fascist propaganda. Fascist policies. The regime was accused of being fascist for their oppressive tactics.
Trustworthy.
Reliable and dependable.
Examples:
trustworthy ally. Trustworthy source. People tend to believe trustworthy friends with their secrets.
Destitute.
Lacking basic material necessities such as food, shelter, and clothing, impoverished.
Examples:
destitute refugees. Living in destitute conditions. The hurricane left many families destitute and without homes.
Starvation.
A severe lack of food that leads to malnutrition and, ultimately, death.
Examples:
die of starvation. Starvation wages. The drought led to widespread starvation in the region.
Wanton.
Causing harm or damage deliberately and showing no care at all, casual and unrestrained in sexual behavior.
Examples:
wanton destruction. Wanton spending. She cast wanton eyes at him.
Senseless.
Lacking meaning, purpose, or reason, without sense or sensibility, foolish or irrational.
Examples:
senseless terror attack. Senseless slaughter. The senseless act of violence left the community in shock and mourning.
Fascinate.
To attract and hold the attention of someone deeply and irresistibly.
Examples:
fascinate the public. Fascinate the young. The magic tricks fascinated the children.
Homeschooling.
The practice of educating children at home rather than sending them to a school outside the home, typically done by parents or guardians.
Examples:
homeschooling curriculum. Homeschooling resources. Due to the pandemic, many parents have turned to homeschooling to ensure their child's education.
Atrocity.
Brutal act, an extremely wicked or cruel act.
Examples:
Commit atrocity. Cold-blooded atrocity. The atrocity of the war left many children orphaned.
Oppress.
To treat people in a cruel and authoritarian way, especially by denying them the same freedoms, rights, etc. as other people.
Examples:
Oppress the minority. Oppress the people with force. Historically, many countries have often oppressed certain religions to gain the support of the majority of the population.
Preach.
To deliver a religious or moral message to an audience.
Examples:
Preach the gospel. Preach to the masses. The pastor preached about the importance of forgiveness.
Confuse.
To mistake one thing for another, to make somebody hard to understand.
Examples:
Confuse the listener. Confuse fantasy with reality. Her remarks confused the debate.
Perversion.
The distortion or corruption of something, typically a natural or normal phenomenon or behavior, into something abnormal, unnatural, or immoral, a sexual behavior or interest that deviates from societal norms or expectations.
Examples:
Sexual perversion. Mental perversion. The investigation uncovered a disturbing perversion of justice within the police department.
Perpetuate.
To make something continue or prevail for a long time.
Examples:
Perpetuate a myth. Perpetuate chronic pain. That work perpetuates his fame.
Invade.
To enter aggressively into another's territory by military force for conquest and occupation.
Examples:
Invade other tissues. Invade his privacy. I have no intention to invade your privacy.
Caliphate.
An Islamic state under the leadership of an Islamic steward with the title of caliph.
Examples:
The medieval caliphate. Caliphate lasted for 4 years. During the Caliphate of Umar, many new cities were founded.
Hostility.
Aggressive or unfriendly feelings or behavior.
Examples:
An act of hostility. Bitter hostility. Her unconcealed hostility made us unpleasant.
Enmity.
The state or feeling of being actively opposed or hostile to someone or something.
Examples:
Incur his enmity. Mutual enmity. There is a long-standing enmity between the two countries.
Muslim.
A follower of the religion of Islam.
Examples:
Predominantly Muslim country. Muslim culture. The Muslim community in the city is small, but growing.
Lovable.
Deserving or inspiring love and affection.
Examples:
Lovable personality. A lovable creature. The little puppy was lovable and had a playful personality.
Explode.
To burst or break open violently and noisily, to cause something to burst or break open.
Examples:
Explode in anger. Explode in popularity. The old building exploded in a fiery inferno.
Mortar.
A mixture of cement, sand, and water used for binding building materials together. A heavy, deep bowl used to pound or grind substances.
Examples:
Mortar joints. Apply mortar. The bricklayer started on the second course of bricks, laying them in fresh mortar.
Trench.
A long, deep ditch made in the ground, usually parallel to a plate boundary and marking a subduction zone. A long ditch built in the ground for carrying away water.
Examples:
Deep sea trench. Trench excavator. A trench was being dug alongside the road by workers.
Makeshift.
Serving as a temporary substitute or solution, improvised.
Examples:
Makeshift shelter. A makeshift solution. The team set up a makeshift tent for shelter during the storm.
Hut.
A small, simple, and often crude shelter or dwelling, typically made of natural materials such as wood or mud.
Examples:
Shepherd's hut. Fishing hut. The little girl lived in a small hut in the woods with her family.
Pointless.
Having no purpose or reason, serving no useful function, meaningless or senseless.
Examples:
Pointless argument. Pointless task. The meeting was considered pointless since nothing was accomplished.
Skirmish.
A minor or brief battle or fight, often between small groups or individuals, a dispute, conflict, or argument, usually of short duration.
Examples:
Verbal skirmish. Minor skirmish. The skirmish between the two armies lasted for several hours.
Grenade.
A handheld explosive device designed to be thrown or projected toward a target and detonate upon impact or after a specified time.
Examples:
Grenade explosion. Smoke grenade. The soldier threw a grenade to destroy the enemy's bunker.
Cynical.
Believing that people are motivated by self-interest, distrustful of human sincerity or integrity.
Examples:
Cynical remarks. Cynical worldview. He was very cynical and didn't believe anything anyone said unless he saw evidence for himself.
Petty.
Of little importance, trivial or insignificant, characterized by an undue concern for small details or rules, mean or spiteful in trivial matters.
Examples:
Petty crime. Petty cash. The petty arguments between coworkers were causing a toxic work environment.
Warlord.
A military leader who has gained control over a region or territory, typically through force or intimidation. A commander of an army or group of soldiers who operates outside the control of a legitimate government.
Examples:
Tribal warlord. Regional warlord. The warlord's army was well equipped and well trained, making them a formidable force to reckon with.
Chasm.
A deep and wide crack or hole in the ground, especially one that is difficult or impossible to cross, a profound difference between two people or groups.
Examples:
A deep and wide chasm. Chasm of death. The chasm of misunderstanding between the two sides seemed impossible to bridge.
Immerse.
To become fully involved in a particular activity, to dip or submerge in a liquid, especially so that they or it are entirely covered.
Examples:
Immerse the cloth in the dye. Completely immerse the ingredient. He immersed himself in his research.
Applaud.
To express approval of someone or something by clapping the hands.
Examples:
Applaud his courage. Applaud the orchestra. I enthusiastically applaud my rival's achievement.
Disillusion.
To disappoint someone or something because you found that something you believed in or hoped for was not as it seemed.
Examples:
Disillusion the young. Disillusion him about reality. She felt disillusioned with the management and decided to leave.
Complicit.
Involved in or responsible for a wrongful or unethical act, often through inaction or silence, in cooperation with another person or group.
Examples:
Complicit behavior. Complicit in cover-up. The accomplice was complicit in the crime committed by her partner.
Extremist.
A person who holds extreme political or religious views and who is willing to use violent or illegal methods to promote those views.
Examples:
Extremist political views. Radical extremist. The extremist group planned a series of violent attacks to push its agenda.
Cherish.
To hold someone or something dear, To feel or show affection for someone or something.
Examples:
cherish a stuffed animal. Cherish relationships. She cherished the memories of her childhood.
Endlessly.
In a way that continues for a long time or seems to have no end or limit.
Examples:
repeat endlessly. Worry endlessly about our future. The procession of demonstrators was endlessly continuing.
Contemplate.
To think about a possible future action or to think about something for a long time thoughtfully.
Examples:
contemplate a marriage. Contemplated leaving school. I recently contemplated dropping out of school and getting a full-time job.
Unjust.
Not fair or equitable, lacking in justice or impartiality, morally unacceptable or wrong.
Examples:
unjust verdict. Unjust accusation. The ruling was considered unjust by many people in the community.
Inviolable.
Not to be violated or broken, secure from being violated, desecrated, or compromised.
Examples:
inviolable security measures. Inviolable principles. The right to privacy is considered inviolable in many democratic societies.
Incontestable.
Unable to be questioned, disputed, or challenged, unquestionable, undeniable, beyond doubt or argument.
Examples:
incontestable victory. Incontestable fact. The statistics provided undeniable and incontestable proof of the company's success.
Nuanced.
Characterized by subtle differences in appearance, meaning, sound, etc.
Examples:
nuanced view. The common but nuanced opinion. The sommelier can distinguish nuanced variants in the flavor of the wine.
Paradox.
A statement, situation, or person that has two opposite facts or features and therefore seems impossible, is difficult to understand, or is strange.
Examples:
French paradox. The paradox of the heap. There are many theories to explain this paradox.
Dogmatic.
Characterized by strong and unwavering opinions or beliefs that are often expressed with force and without consideration for alternative viewpoints or evidence.
Examples:
dogmatic beliefs. Dogmatic approach. The company's old dogmatic policies were the cause of its downfall.
Futile.
Incapable of producing any useful result, pointless.
Examples:
futile talk. Make a futile protest. It was futile to try and fix the broken vase, as it was too badly damaged.
Outlive.
To live longer than another person.
Examples:
Outlive its usefulness. Outlive our child. She outlived her husband for many years.
Cultivate.
To prepare and foster land for growing crops or plants.
Examples:
Cultivate a field. Cultivate relationships. University is a great place to cultivate our minds and expertise.